See, that's the same with me. He gets the information, and he's just doing his best to roll with it. He's like,
you know why? Because he trusts his parents to give him the right information. And
You're
that's what
exactly
they just
right.
broke. They just broke that trust. They destroyed it. They shattered it with one gag. Was it worth it? Did you get your laugh, Mom and Dad? Because I will never trust you ever again because you scared me. And I even said, are you sure? And you said, yes, I'm sure.
That's so true.
I wasn't sure, but you said, yes, I'm sure. And so you smashed that part of my instincts. Why, hello there, freak. So glad you could join us. Time to listen in on another seriously silly conversation with Gretchen and the Lukes.
Woo!
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, sit down, please. Please. This is a little embarrassing.
Oh, so glad we made it. So glad we made it.
Thank goodness.
Almost didn't think I was going to. Running very, very late today.
Yeah, well, that happens. You are a busy, busy person.
So busy, and so busy in the brain, and so easily confused. I got confused on what time it was, what day it was for a minute, but then I recovered, ran all the way here just in time to hear our invisible studio audience give us that nice warm applause.
They welcomed you in?
You know, when that element of me that has a time confusion, or I don't know if you call that just disorientation. Can you have you can have generalized anxiety. I don't know if this is a thing to have generalized disorientation.
Oh, that's highly possible. Yeah, because your time disorientation is very general. It's across the board.
Yeah, I can become confused.
You don't
any given moment.
You're not connected to a clock. You're not connected to a calendar.
No.
You're not connected to kind of Earth.
In that way, 100%. I agree.
Linearly, yeah.
I agree. I can see the numbers on the microwave. I'll think it's the time, and it can send me into a panic.
And then you'll wake up every day as if you have amnesia.
A little bit,
a lot of the things that you had going on, you have to kind of remind yourself. Like, what's that movie with where she wakes up every day at 31st Dates or whatever it was with Adam Sandler and who's that girl from E.T.? The girl from E.T.
Drew Barrymore?
Yes, she was in that as well.
Oh, yes. I was thinking of the movie where they got things tattooed on them because they have a memory issue.
Oh, that's smart.
I don't know what movie that is.
Yeah, if you have amnesia or if you forget everything every morning, you remind yourself every night. Yeah, I remember that. I can't remember that.
Hunted or something.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh. Yeah, and he kept every time he woke up, he had a little bit more clues.
Yeah, right.
I can't remember that movie. Anyway.
But, however, being continually disoriented makes me an easy target.
Oh, yeah.
For time-based pranks. And I'm not the only one. There are lots of other under 10-year-olders out there who are easy to take advantage of in this way.
Is that how you feel of yourself, that you're like an under 10-year-old when it comes to the time? And
well, to certain things, because sometimes I don't have a lot of context clues flowing in naturally. So, you could play with me. You could easily play with me, prank me when it comes to time. And as a matter of fact, that is one game that I play with the kids. Often we'll just randomly play Guess the Time. We do. We play Guess the Time, Guess the Temperature.
Wow.
I'm better at judging the temperature. I'm better
Interesting.
at that, yeah. I can gauge what's happening on my skin.
What about
time as a concept?
Guess the amount of money you have in your wallet.
No idea.
No idea either, huh? Okay. All right.
So, Luke, I want to play a little clip here. That is a prank. This is a prank, right? This is a little nice, innocent prank. Or is it? I don't know. But from a family.
Oh, okay.
And I think it explains itself. So just listen to this.
When their son fell asleep on the couch after school, his parents decided to prank him when he woke up by telling him that it was the next morning and that it's time to go to school again.
No, you didn't. Lucas and I are waiting. It's the next morning.
You slept out on the couch last night, buddy.
I'm sorry.
He just took a little nap after school, right?
His parents told him that he needed to get ready, and his sister decided to join in on the prank as well, acting as if she was ready to go to school too. So he got his paperwork signed, but he was still confused about the whole situation. His parents were so committed to the prank that they went out to their truck and even drove off, acting like they were about to drop him off at school.
He's got his backpack.
After driving for a bit, he told him he forgot something at the house, and when they finally got back home, they told him that it was just a prank.
Guess what? It's not the next morning.
I knew it, you sons of bitches. I knew it.
Oh.
I don't like that at all.
I couldn't decide if I liked it. At first, I liked it. At first, I thought, oh my God, that's hilarious. Because it's going to be happy when he realizes, oh, it's not the next day, right?
Is it going to be happy when he realizes my parents lied to me?
Well, then they were so committed.
My parents are liars. They're committed liars. I even said to them, well, no, wait a minute. I don't think you're right. Are you sure? And they even said yes.
Gaslighting him.
Oh, gaslighting him. No, you fell asleep. You've lost track of everything.
You slept the whole night on the couch, bud. Don't you remember? And the sisters
He'll never trust that instinct again.
Everyone's got on their backpacks. At first, I thought I was just loving it. I was like, oh, this is hilarious. And I love that the whole family committed all the way to the dad. They're getting in the car. They have backpacks on. He got his little paper sign for school. It's so real. And not till the end when they say, okay, it was a prank. And then there's this moment, his face is just blank because I was waiting to see, is this kid going to laugh or cry? Maybe did he think it was funny or not? And he ultimately smiled. But in that moment of the pause, I then started thinking what you were saying, sort of like, wait a minute, this has been going on for at least like 15 minutes. He woke up having that feeling of, I have to literally start my school day again. No. I didn't even get yesterday out of my head.
That's a nightmare.
He has to get dressed. He has to go through all of that. And then I started thinking about all the emotional ups and downs that kid has felt. Then they're in the car. They're on the way to school. Coming home.
It's not like they said that you have to go to prison and they were faking that. He's just basically back to school. So it's not, it's not a prank where they've frightened him straight.
But Luke, school is like a prison.
That's
often.
True. That is true.
It feels like a prison.
It does.
Especially now with all the security checks and stuff.
Right.
It literally looks like a prison. Uniforms, name tags, cops.
I wonder, what time of day was it when he woke up? Was it still light out? Was it dark out? It was
dark.
So I guess it must be dark in the morning when they go to school. So
that's what I'm thinking, because he didn't once say it's too dark to go to school. So they probably leave before the sun is up.
Did it occur to him to check a watch?
I don't think so. Oh, see, that's the same with me. He gets the information, and he's just doing his best to roll with it. He's like,
you know why? Because he trusts his parents to give him the right information. And that's what they just broke. They just broke that trust. They destroyed it. They shattered it with one gag. Was it worth it? Did you get your laugh, Mom and Dad? Because I will never trust you ever again. Because you scared me. And I even said, are you sure? And you said, yes, I'm sure.
That's so true.
I wasn't sure, but you said, yes, I'm sure. And so you smashed that part of my instincts.
I'm wondering, Luke's, because we're from a different time. The 70s and 80s.
We're from last century.
I call it the barbaric age, where the school bully ruled and the advice was stand up to the bully, where it was just a different time.
I'm going to punch you, and then that way you'll not pick on me ever again. Ow, I broke my hand on your tooth.
And so I don't know if this is funny or kind of messed up.
Ooh. If we had callers, we would ask. That'd be a good question.
Yeah, true. Is this kind of funny or kind of messed up? You can put that down in the chat.
I'm going to say that's going to messed up. That's going to messed up.
Because Luke's, okay, and it also reminded me of a prank that we pulled on our kids.
We did pull a prank on our kids.
And I thought it was hilarious.
I did too.
So it was on April Fool's.
Right.
So already now did they know that yet? No. But it was on a classic prank day.
Yeah, but that's not my job to keep track of the calendar. That's yours, my man, my girl.
That's right. And they getting up for school.
Right.
And how old were they? Were little, because I feel like our son was in pre-K, so that would mean our daughter was in K for second.
Yep.
Okay. So, pretty little.
And they were
still.
both over at the old school.
Yep. So they're at the elementary, and Luke's tells them that it's like wear a mustache day, I think.
Well, we got an email from your teachers that said, I guess it's wear a fake mustache day, and everybody is going to do that. And she was concerned that you didn't know about that, and that that you would be left out. So
then we fully go with this wear a mustache day, and I felt like we were being pretty nice because you were nice enough to draw the mustache on a piece of Scotch tape.
Yes.
And then put that on their upper lip,
yes.
Both of them. These big mustaches. I'm pretty sure we put on mustaches too.
Yes, we all did.
Like it's International Mustache Day.
Right? Yeah, of course.
The school's going to participate.
Everybody knows about it. You don't know about this?
We did Dr. Seuss Day last month.
Yeah,
this happens. You can trust us. It's Mustache Day. So we have the mustaches on. they have theirs on, and I remember we got out and we're walking them up to the door because it's still that age where they're that little. And we're walking up, and I can see them. Well, actually, I can see our daughter looking around, very socially aware, going, where are the other mustaches?
Nobody else
Who's
has
wearing
mustaches
a mustache?
on.
And she's a little more like timid with it, kind of hiding it before she sees, like, is anybody else doing the mustache thing? Our son doesn't, though. I remember him running ahead, and remember how he used to always shake the principal's hand every morning?
Hello, sir. How are you?
He would say, like, good morning, Principal
Good
Rodriguez.
morning.
And he was so cute and outgoing. And he goes up there with his little mustache, and I remember the principal asking him something about his mustache, but it not registering to him. He's just kind of like, mustache day, walking into school, and Mike and I are just like cracking up in front of the school because we are thinking this is hilarious. And then did we let them go in? He went in with his mustache.
Yeah, he went in, and then I think we let her know by the time she got to the front door
that it was like April Fool's and she could take off her mustache. And I don't know how it played out for him once he went in the classroom, but we figure he's going to roll with it.
He would probably keep it on all day if he could.
He'd probably go around. By the end of the day, it might be mustache day. He'd tell
Maybe all the
people,
other kids have mustaches.
Did you guys not know? Did your parents not tell you? It's International Mustache
No, but
Day.
we can make it that for sure.
And I don't remember who we were talking to, but up until this point, Luke's and I, this is just funny as hell. We're like, oh my God, we have kids. We can prank these dudes forever.
Right.
Like, this is going to be awesome.
They don't know anything yet.
All those pranks that I can't pull on you and you can't pull on me because we're too old and we know each other. We see it coming. It was like, we've created two humans that we can torture, tickle torture, prank them. And we were sharing this prank with someone, and we were laughing, and I just remember, this is all I remember about the conversation. I don't even know who it was. And I just remember this sound. Oh, what? And that kind of like slipped into my mom heart, and I was like, oh, wait, what? Hold on. Like, pumped the brakes inside my head, wondering, was that at all kind of mean? I didn't think it was mean at all. I thought it was funny as hell.
Well,
but is funny as hell kind of mean?
Well, you can't play any tricks then at all. You can't do any pranks at all because every prank is going to be, someone has to be the butt of the prank.
Right, you've been fooled.
You've been fooled. Now, it depends on the atmosphere of the family. If it depends on the attitude and energy of the fooling. It depends on how serious it is. Like the kid having to go to school. I mean, that's now that I think about prank, that wasn't so bad. The school
wasn't so bad. Well, and you know what? You're right. It's got to be maybe a case-by-case scenario with a little bit of a form or something
because
that you check
I guess what made that other case bad is it made the news. Ours didn't make the news. Whatever it seemed like newscasters were talking about and today in the news, Billy was pranked.
Oh. Yeah, true. That could be more. Although, I mean, it was just an AI voice over a YouTube short.
Is that what it was?
Of a family prank. But maybe that's the news today. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know what's considered what. But
it sure felt important.
See, the reason I felt like, okay, that prank was funny, not cruel, because you got to walk that line, I guess. I guess you do. Actually, you do. You do now, right? You have to walk the line. You used to people were just cruel, and then people would laugh, and then some people would end up with trauma, whatever. That's how we all grew up.
Right. And that made you stronger.
Now, I feel like had you drawn the mustaches in the Sharpie on their skin so they were permanent.
Yeah, that would have been cruel.
So they had to be forced all day. That might have crossed the line. But we put it on Scotch tape, not even duct tape, where they feel like, that's more like I've been kidnapped. Like, you should never put duct tape. Plus, it would hurt.
Yeah.
Scotch tape, so that's soft and loving. Non-permanent, because that's pretty soft and loving. And at least for our daughter, we revealed the prank before it became a public humiliation prank. It just stayed a family
it was
prank.
Slightly public because she had to walk in front of the other kids.
Yeah, at the morning drop-off.
Up until the front door. So, but yeah, we didn't let her go into the school and spend the first half of the day like we did our son.
We just saved that for our son because we're from the olden times and we're like, he can take it.
Well, in the olden times, there were pranks played, man. I played pranks on I have 3 sisters. You don't think I played pranks on them? I had some good ones.
I believe you have played pranks on them.
I remember one prank I like to call it the pickle pepper prank.
Ooh, tell me. I love alliteration. Already I'm here for it.
It was a simple one. I just said to my sister, would you like to taste this pickle?
Oh.
And it was a jalapeno pepper.
Oh.
Not a pickle. And she ate it. because she was young and she loved me and
didn't know what a
trusted
pickle
me.
looked like,
Didn't
obviously.
know what a pickle looked like.
Or thought you could have a smaller one, pepper shaped.
Yeah, with white seeds in it.
Oh,
and
my
then she ate it and
God.
it went.
Did she flip out?
Well, she. I mean, her face turned red. She, it was really hot, and I mean, obviously, but I don't think she cried or anything, But I think but she did get even with me.
I was going to ask
Yeah.
first, did you get in trouble?
No,
'Cause
I
I
didn't
wondered
get-
if she flipped out. That signals mom, who comes in. What's
No.
going on? And then all of a sudden, what is Michael doing?
She kept it buried. She was cool about that. And then about 6 months later, I was eating. I have a ham sandwich, and I'm eating this ham sandwich, and I'm like, why does this taste so awful?
Oh no!
And I open it up, and instead of a piece of cheese that I'd put in there's a piece of paper, and half of it was eaten
She put a piece of paper.
instead of the cheese, on top of the cheese. And so the mayonnaise sort of had it stick, and then all of a
right.
sudden I was just eating paper on top of the cheese, and I couldn't figure out why it was tasting so bizarre and hard to chew. And
Wow! And you ate half a piece of paper before it registered in your mind. What am I chewing?
Half a cheese-sized piece of paper.
A cheese-sized
Yeah.
piece of paper. Yes, not a legal pad or
not
something.
a legal pad.
I wonder if you just thought it was.
I
kind
laughed
of,
though. I laughed. I was like, "You got me good. You got me good."
Yeah. What if it was like kind of maybe your mouth head negotiation was just sort of maybe working it out like. This is kind of maybe when cheese is a little, not old, but it's gotten a little hard, maybe.
I didn't know what it was, because the mayonnaise had softened the paper, so it really was pretty. It tasted almost
Could have been
fine.
food.
It could have been food.
Could have been food.
It's fiber.
Man, my grandfather on my mother's side, so my mother's dad, apparently he loved to prank the family. But he would go to great lengths to pull off these pranks. And there's just one prank that jumped out that my mother shared with me that he did to them when she was growing up. He told them all that he had lost his job,
Oh boy.
and he had them begin packing, that they were going to
man.
have to go, that they were going to be leaving or moving. And now here's why that was probably just scary,
Yeah,
not
that's-
hilarious out of the gate, is that they had already, they were struggling financially. That's how they lived. They were poor. They were living in Cleveland, actually. And they had moved already several times. So the idea of having to just pack up your like meager belongings and move, had already happened to them in their life.
What a lame prank.
So he does that. He's
We're gonna
got
do
them,
the same thing we've just done before. Like okay, I guess life sucks for us.
He has them start packing and stuff, but then they still have to go to school. So he has them shuffle off to school. Meanwhile, my grandmother, who's got the tiny kids and then still an infant, she's now packing up and stuff, and he goes off to work. He doesn't reveal that it's the whole thing is a joke until he comes home,
What?
until after school. And he reveals to the whole family, April Fool, like that was a joke.
I was just kidding.
I didn't lose my job this time. We don't have to move. And
Right? Yay! Aren't I awesome?
And my
No.
mom was describing like how horrible the whole thing had been. The morning, the girls are at school going, oh my God, I don't even know what school I'm going to go to tomorrow. My whole life is uprooted. We have no money. What's going to happen? And then the
you
fact
were pranked
his wife wasn't in on it. So she was at home packing their crap all day.
with
and
the infant.
when he got back and he reveals his big prank, the girls were just sort of in shock, just kind of traumatized. But the wife, my grandmother,
Furious.
was livid.
Of
Flew
course.
through the roof, took off her whooping belt,
Nuh-uh.
coming at him.
Nice.
You don't do it that too. Like you don't fuck with me like crazy. My mom said
Wow.
it turned into an explosive
Of
fight.
course.
And it was just so. Like, even as my mom was telling me the story of that prank, I was just like, oh my God, trauma trigger. And
Yeah.
he never, my grandmother made it very clear he was never to prank her again.
Wow.
Now, I guess he was still allowed to keep pranking the kids as long as she was in on it, maybe. I
Kids,
don't know.
I have some bad news. Your mother's dead. I'm joking.
I am joking.
Oh,
Now go to school.
No. First they go to school, and then I was joking. Here she is.
That's the cruelest part of it to me, is you leaving them hanging with that. anxiety,
Yeah.
fear the whole day.
Like the kid who fell asleep and had to go to school supposedly 15, 20 minutes tops, and then he's in on the joke, and then
Yes.
that's different.
And like
And-
our
and-
kid, that's why I felt like our prank was. That's why I was shocked when the person we were telling was kind of like, "Oh," as if we hurt them. 'Cause I wanted to
Right.
say, "Hey, man, you want to know my family?" But
I
that was
did-
way better than how they used to prank.
It's not like we shaved his head, and you know, it's shaved head day. Ha ha!
That would be good.
Psych.
That would be good. Oh, but so I felt like compared to this is not so bad, but I think it's more sensitive times.
It's definitely more sensitive times. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to do anything anymore, and without getting canceled.
Canceled.
You get, you know, your grandfather would have gotten canceled in that family at least.
Yeah, yeah, and maybe he did get canceled.
Sounds like
Sounds like my grandma canceled him.
canceled his ability to do any more pranks. That one.
That was crazy. That was too far. That was way too far. Way too far.
Guys, I want you to know I've got diabetes and I'm going to die. Psych. There's just no, like, some pranks are just not funny.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. How do you respond if someone tries to prank you or surprise you? Say even something little like taping down putting a rubber band on the water spigot in the kitchen sink, the little sprayer.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like just a typical classic.
Well,
oh,
that happened. Our daughter
Yes.
did that to me. And
how did you respond?
I don't think I was very happy, was I? No, I don't. I think I was laughing. I think I turned on the water, and then it just started spraying, and I just had to, and it just went, and then I had to shut it off real quick. But I think she was getting back at me because I had turned on the shower, and so that when she turned the water on to start her shower, it poured on her head.
Oh, not coming out of the bath.
Yeah,
Yes,
so I
yeah.
think this was a revenge match. So I think I laughed pretty hard because it was like, oh, you got me good, and I got you good, and
That's pretty funny.
yeah. Water pranks are pretty funny because unless you do damage to something, water is not dangerous. It's not
No.
like an acid prank.
No, it's very different than acid prank. Though it's all about pressure. I would not use a high pressure hose, like a fire hose.
That's true.
That could hurt people.
I could.
That can. It has. That has hurt people in the past.
Yes.
Picturing awful protests.
Right.
They were
Yeah.
bringing out the
they used
fire
to
hoses.
use that to mow people down.
You wouldn't want to use one of those like high pressure washers from if you got one. That's very strong.
Oh, stop crying! I'm just cleaning
It was-
off the mustache and permanent ink on your face.
It was just water.
It was water, you wimp.
Afraid of the H2O.
Oh, we can stitch that right up. We can stitch it. A couple of threads.
Couple of threads. Ah, well, thank you. Thank you for going down that prank road with me for a moment.
No problem.
I wonder, okay, this I guess is not a prank. Well, I don't know if it is a prank or not. You can tell me, Lukes. First of all, it's being done by a bird.
A bird?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like you would think it might be a prank, like someone messing with you. Because in the middle of the night,
Uh-oh.
here at our house, first of all, I should also probably say that the Lukes definitely has a superpower, a very sensitive, strong hearing.
Oh.
He really, truly has a strong hearing
You hear
power.
that? I think Timmy's stuck in the well.
And so things come in already louder than they are.
Yeah.
And in our house, in the middle of the night, you begin to hear some birds.
Yeah, and it's like a really loud bird, and it's a bird that seems like upset,
Like
desperate.
Do we have any audio of the bird?
I actually put my cell phone up into the air when the bird started off, and I did record some of it. This is I believe this is a mockingbird,
Play this guy.
and this is what he sounds like.
I didn't know it was a mockingbird at first. See, a different bird sound.
But they're all the same guy. I mean, this just keeps going.
And look, he's got a lot of...
And that's my misophonia hates that repetition.
and he goes through like a slew of different sounds.
Well, I did a little research on mockingbirds because I knew you were going to bring up the topic.
And funny, my brother, who is a big birder, he is only recently I learned, he said, if you ever hear a bird just like with a series of calls singing like loudly in the middle of the night, that's a male mockingbird. And I was like, how strange. I literally happen to have that going on in the middle of the night. And it stands out because all the other birds are sleeping. There's no other birds doing any kind of bird business. There's no bird business in the middle of the night.
So,
unless you're an owl, a nocturnal thing. But singing?
What's his deal? Why is he doing it?
So that is a mockingbird calling for a mate. A single male mockingbird calling for a mate.
It's like he's at last call.
It is.
It's like, hey, everyone else is gone. Come on, somebody.
And since why didn't this occur to? It's like I never put these things together. The name is mockingbird, so that should indicate to me this bird mimics other sounds, but it didn't. I don't know what I thought. I think I thought there was a row of different birds working on some sort of bird flash mob, and because it sounds like all the different calls. But that's the mockingbird.
And the mockingbird apparently can imitate 35 separate species.
Whoa, really?
Birds. Yeah, and they know, like, by the end of their life, they'll know 200 different songs.
Oh, my goodness.
Using those 35. So basically, they're like Frank Caliendo. They're like an impersonator who has a very extensive and wide range of characters.
And it's confusing to me to try to understand this bird, because there's some things first of all, I'm intrigued and I kind of dig it because no other bird's doing it that way. So I really respect the originality of the mockingbird game. All the other ones are doing their mating dances during the day,
right? During
typical bird hours, blah, blah. But this bird is out there in the quiet of the night, then just at full throttle volume. Yeah. Singing all these other bird calls.
Like he's got a stereo cranked.
Yeah, it's like, so loud.
Ladies, come on by. We're singing some music and having a good time. And then they do that wing flash. Have you seen the wing flash?
Is this a part of their dance?
Yeah, they do like it's like they extend their wings and they have that little white little area on their wings. And it's supposedly, though, that's not for mating. That's to scare up the bugs.
Oh.
Get them moving so they can
they can peck them. I wonder if they're doing that at the same time. Mike, what do you think, though, that they don't have their own call, or do they?
They do. They also have their own call, from what I can understand.
So I wonder why, then, when a male mockingbird is looking for a mate, he doesn't use his mockingbird call. He goes through his whole catalog.
Because he dates around. He doesn't date just mockingbirds. He dates sparrows and...
A bluebird.
I'm guessing. Why else would you imitate them?
That's true.
He's like the desperate dude at the end of the night at the singles bar who's just like, hey, you want to go? You want to dance? Do you want to dance? Do you want to dance? Do you want to dance? Wing flash.
He's like, I'm taking all options now. Anyone. Cardinal, sparrow.
And did you know this about mockingbirds? Mockingbirds are very intelligent, and they have a good memory.
Oh.
And they have, in fact, a good memory that if you mess with them, if you like try to hurt them or attack their
like karate chop or something.
Well, they're very protective of their nests. The male mockingbirds. That's a lot of times what they're doing is they're protecting their nest. That's why they're known for being kind of nasty. And so if you try to do something to their nest, they can remember your face. They remember who you are. I don't know if it says.
Whoa.
They can remember people who attack them, and then they will attack you again later. Because
when you're not suspecting
it, yeah.
Like, prank me? Are you insinuating that they can F with people?
And not only that,
personal.
There's a video, I would show it to you, but it's a video, and it's this cat is being messed with by a mockingbird, and I'll kind of describe it as you're watching it. But this bird is just flying in front of this cat, and the cat's kind of like wiggling its tail, and it's like, I'm gonna go after this bird, and then the bird goes, nope, sorry. And I guess this bird's been doing this for the last 30 minutes to this cat, and then they're sitting down, letting the cat come after him, then sitting down, over and over and over again. So these mockingbirds are little dicks.
Because I wonder if that cat had climbed up in the tree or something, right? Like he had a personal beef with this cat
a month ago.
And he
remembers.
Still he's like stalking him.
I know you, Orange Tabby. I know you.
Right? You can't hide.
You can't hide. I got you. Come on, get me. No. Psych.
Whoa.
And the Orange Tabby's got a little mustache taped on him because he thinks it's mustache day. Worst day of my life ever.
It's cat stash, they told me. What even is that?
What is that? I didn't even think about it.
Oh. I mean, but who doesn't love a cat with a mustache?
Well, that's true. We had a stash. Remember when we had a little cat called
Mr. Stash? Of course. I remember he lived to be 19.
Let's
18,
just say
19.
he had a Charlie Chaplin mustache and keep it at that.
He did.
Sing Heil.
He did, you're right. But remember how what we loved about it? It was that it looked like someone had put a fake mustache on him in a hurry because it was kind of crooked.
Kind of askew. It was slightly askew. And it looked
Yeah.
like a Groucho Marx mustache, actually.
It was really funny. That was our cat, Mr. Stash.
I've seen little cats that look like a little Hitler. Like they have, like they're I'll show you a picture of one, but they look like they have that little, bangs that go down, and then they have that like little Hitler mustache.
Oh, poor cats. That's so awkward. We had our second cat had a little half of a mustache that looked like a perfect half. We were going to name him Half Stash, but then he revealed to us his name was the Colonel.
Those are 6 Hitler cats right there. So those are imagine how awful that would be. Well, number one, if you're a baby and you're named Adolf, that would suck.
That would. That name's ruined.
Yeah, and the other thing would be is if you had a cat and it grew up and it looked like
oh my
the
gosh,
Fuhrer.
It would be terrible.
Right.
Especially because number one, I would hope that cat isn't in Germany. That would be very sad for it to have to live there. But
that would be very funny.
I wouldn't want that cat because my name is also Gretchen.
That's
super
true.
old German. I just
Right.
want people making assumptions that are not even true.
That's
you
funny.
know, but
Meow 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 meow.
With his little paw raised in the air.
I love the idea that the mockingbird has got a memory, holds
Right.
a grudge, and has got all the time in the world to mess with you. That kind of
You know why he's got all the time in the world to mess with you? Because he's still single.
he's still single.
Guy can't score a date.
And this guy has been in our tree for a long time.
Yeah, it's been.
No one's coming.
It's been weeks. It's been weeks.
Weeks.
Going on a month. Yeah.
And
he's loud and he's desperate. And the
Every
more
night.
desperate he gets, I just don't think. I bet. Like last night, you were saying, "Listen, all the other birds are being very quiet because they don't want." It's like when that dude comes around. Shush, shush, shush! Here he comes! Here he comes!
don't even let him
Don't
know
even
we're
let him
here.
know we're awake.
Don't let him know we have any females in the tree.
Fake sleep, honey. Fake sleep, girls.
Dude is going crazy. I mean,
Nothing here, Pella. Just keep going.
I don't know. I may have to get it on a ladder and do some investigative research. I'm not going to do that, but in my head right now I am.
Sure.
Because I almost feel like some of the other birds in the trees of our house are moving out, are moving away.
Yeah.
They can't get any sleep. No other birds except your owls and your nocturnal creatures are awake.
The neighbor who just bought a new radio or a new stereo, and he's just cranking it all the time.
All night long. And so I'm thinking that other birds are literally leaving their nests, leaving their trees, because this guy has been at it for weeks.
He's affecting the ecosystem.
I wonder, so is this allowed in the sensitive days? Can I start the effing with a mockingbird? Just to see if it's true, see if he'll remember my face. Can I start beef with a mockingbird, or is that some kind of animal cruelty? I mean, the tree's in my yard. I mean, I know what do we own, ownership, and blah, blah, we're all here.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Are you prepared to get pecked?
I'm curious enough to go in there for that.
I don't think that feels good to get pecked. What if he goes for your eyeballs?
I'll wear a helmet.
Yeah, well, you'd have to wear your mockingbird helmet.
I'd have to wear my fighting the mockingbird. I'll dress up like Don Quixote, and I'll go out there and battle that mockingbird
Right.
up in the tree.
There's a meme or like a GIF or one of those, whatever the kids are calling them now, and the guy's got his binoculars, and he's like, "Oh my God, how cool, a mockingbird!" And then they cut to the mockingbird and it says, "Oh my God, how cool, a mockingbird!" So that made me laugh when I saw that the first time, and then I saw it 10,000 times after that, and I was like, not so funny anymore.
I wonder if
Not so funny anymore. Shut up, mockingbird. You had your moment. You had your moment. Okay, now it's too much.
I wonder how cool this nest is. I'd like to see his nest, because I'm assuming that's another reason.
He's got a bachelor's nest.
Right, because they must make
got a little pool
house.
table. He's got like a little bar. He's got like a mirror above the little bed.
And he must have, though, also a nursery, because he's looking to mate.
He is looking to mate. Yeah, he is. In his defense, he's looking to settle down, or at least to have the same female in his life.
So he's sort of like putting it out there, like, I'm a provider.
I just got
this
new
massive
sheets.
Nest.
I just got new sheets.
He's made a little baby mobile for the eggs.
Right.
Little nuts and things hanging down they can look at. And they crack out of the egg, however they get out into the world.
He's one of those
Bird
dudes.
business.
Yeah, there's very few of them in the human form, but the ones that really want a baby, and they don't really care who the woman is. They just want a womb in their world.
Whoa, do you know men like that?
Of course not. That's
Okay.
being sarcastic.
Well,
Not one. I don't know one single one.
Well, there are, I feel like.
I'm having this thing where I want to have a baby. Nah, don't worry. You'll have one. You'll get one.
I definitely feel like there are the men that know that they're ready to be married, to have a family. Stuff
Well,
like
there
that.
are those, yeah.
But I was just wondering, I was going to be like, wow, that's crazy. The ones that literally dream like, I don't care who, I don't whatever, I just want a baby so badly.
I don't know a lot of guys, period, let alone guys that are like that.
Yeah, true. We don't know anyone. It's me, the Lukes, and this Mockingbird.
Right? Just all trying
It's
to
all
crash.
we can handle.
And then we're getting more and less sleep and more agitated. And we're pretty soon, we have those 2 BB guns that your grandfather left us, and they're still in the box. We've never used them. We're not gun people.
No.
However,
it
might be.
well, we couldn't cause great bodily harm.
Well, no,
we
we'd wing it. We'd just wing it. We just let like send him a warning and just go, look, man, you've got one leg left.
Oh, okay. When you said wing it, you still had me as your prank partner, because I thought, now you're talking. We're going to make some wings on us like we are also birds.
You'll be my wingman?
Yeah, I'll be your wingman, and we're going to just kind of mess with him. Maybe we're doing our own mating call out there in the middle of the night, drowning his out. Maybe we get in on this.
I like that.
See who comes and answers our call.
We'll do our own wing flash.
We'll just we'll do all the mating calls.
Although when
calls.
adult humans flash, it's a little bit against the law, so we'll have to be careful of that.
Yeah, true.
Woo, woo, woo. We have reports that you're doing a wing flash, whatever that happens to be. You want to put that wing away, sir, and step in the car?
Oh, man, I think this could be kind of fun. I'm usually up all night, often. That's how I even know about this mockingbird so much. I'm often out there just listening to the mockingbird, and sometimes the mockingbird gets so loud, gets the roosters going, because we've also got roosters over here.
That's the funniest thing
in our realm. Our neighbors have roosters, and they're loud.
And those roosters are awful at their job.
They don't
know the time.
They don't know the time either.
It's like 3 a.m. No one's getting up at 3. Wait till the light comes up.
Oh my gosh, Luke.
3 in the afternoon, they're doing it.
Do you think our roosters are simply getting pranked like that kid in the beginning of our conversation? Where there's another
Honey, wake up
chicken.
and wake up, everybody! Hurry!
They're like, it's time. Rooster's like,
Shoot!
I swear it isn't.
It's only 3. You son of a!
I just gaslighting them over there. Even if they're like, wait, the sun isn't even coming up. They're like, it's an eclipse day. Just honey, get it going. We gotta wake up the neighborhood. Well, that's a rooster doesn't go caw.
Well, caw.
What does a
There it is. That's it. Yeah, what do you mean? What does a rooster say? Just listen outside the window. During the day. That's what a rooster does.
Didn't that sound like a rooster? What I just did?
It sounded exactly like that.
There you go, Mockingbird. I got some mimicry game too. What's up? You and me tonight, 3 a.m. Boom! I'm putting on my paper mache wings. Is going down.
And the mockingbird's like, you got 34 more species to go, motherfucker. Wing flash.
I will definitely keep you updated on what goes down in this situation.
Please
Luke's.
do.
Probably in another conversation.
Yeah, this was a good conversation.
This was a good conversation.
Yeah, you want to have some more?
Yeah, thanks for this conversation. Let's do it again.
Let's do it.